Hello, welcome to the news on Lagos Television. I am Bababumi Agbibi. The federal government has expressed readiness to recruit about 3,500 teachers for federal unity colleges in Nigeria. Minister of State for Education Yusuf Tanko Sununu disclosed this at a two-day National Stakeholders Forum on senior secondary education in Nigeria. Sununu said the recruitment of the teachers would significantly improve the quality of education in the country, revealing that the ministry had trained more than 1,000 staff in technology application in education through its Research Resource Center.
As part of the DOT project, the ministry has organized an extensive training and retraining of all the staff in schools, not only restricted federal unity colleges or federal government colleges. Already, we have trained over 1,000 staff in the application of technology in education through our Digital Resource Center located in Kado, and efforts are ongoing to ensure that all states benefited in that training. May I use this singular opportunity and pleasure to please call on our state governors through the Nigerian Governors Forum to dedicate their effort and give us the maximum cooperation as we continue to partner together. I also want to call on them to make a strong nomination of members of their staff in respective states so that can also benefit in the digitalization of knowledge in Nigeria.
Speaker House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas, who was represented, advocated a complete overhaul of the senior secondary curriculum to meet global standards.
I want to use this opportunity to call on the private secondary schools to please prepare for what the government is now proposing to do from next year. Let me assure you that we at NSEC, we are going to enforce that policy. Whether in the private secondary schools or in the public secondary schools. We should be prepared. There is nothing wrong with the policy. Nothing wrong at all.
The theme of the forum is revitalizing senior secondary education in Nigeria for global competitiveness. The NYSC Director General, Brigadier General Yushwal Ahmed, says a total of 54 core members who were illegally mobilized by the University of Calabar have been demobilized as it continues to prevent unqualified graduates from obtaining the National Service Certificate. This is in addition to the earlier 101 certificates that were recently voided by the scheme, making a total of 178. According to him, another 19 among them who initially registered online for mobilization have been prevented from service, while 4 certificates of national service for other corporates were not produced by the scheme, adding that they would face legal prosecution. General Ahmed stated that the scheme would intensify its collaboration with all the heads of core producing institutions and relevant stakeholders in the country to stop the menace. He added that any failure in the mobilization process from any school falls on the integrity of the management of such an institution. The National Judicial Council has issued a letter of advice to an Oyo State High Court Judge Justice Olusegun Olagunju, urging her to be circumspect as a judicial officer before acting, even in the most challenging situation. Justice Olagunju was said to have used uncouth language in a letter addressed to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, challenging the Council's decision and its policy direction on the appointment of the President of the Customary Court of Appeal in Oyo State. The NJC Director of Information, Soji Oye, in a statement, added that the NJC also constituted 4 probe panels to investigate 27 High Court judges over alleged judicial misconduct brought against them. The NJC at its 106th meeting, presided over by the outgoing Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, considered the report of its Preliminary Complaints Assessment Committee on 22 petitions written against 27 judicial officers of the federal and state high courts. However, 18 petitions were discountenanced for lacking in merit, abandoned, or being subjudiced. The petitions are against the President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongban Mensem, Justice Williams Dawudu, Justice Yagata Timpa, amongst others. The All Progressives Congress APC says Tony Okocha, Rivers State Caretaker Committee Chairman, remains the authentic leader of the party in the state. Addressing a press conference after its National Working Committee meeting at the National Secretariat in Abuja, the APC says it will not comply with the judgment of the Rivers State High Court, which removed Tony Okocha as chairman of the Rivers State Committee of the party.
As far as the NWC is concerned, this is a total abuse of court process, and we are still waiting for his appeal at the appellate level on his sack. And subsequent upon that details and subsequent upon that fact, we as an NWC deliberated on the matter and are reiterating the fact that we are still recognizing, in view of his his appeal in the first matter, we are still recognizing the Okocha-led caretaker committee. And so until his appeal is listened to, we, of course, had also appealed in his own judgment that is secured. And, of course, it's an elementary law that first in time matters.
The party claims that the court judgment was not binding on a person or organization that is not a party to the suit, while offering no hint if the APC would appeal the judgment or not.
They deliberately refused to include APC. The reason is that they know that if they included APC in the suit, then the matter can no longer go on at the High Court. It would have gone to the Federal High Court. And so they may not have had the grip of what they now did at the High Court of Rivers State.
The Rivers State Caretaker Committee Chairman, Tony Okocha, while explaining how Justice Sika Proke of the State High Court nullified the sack of Emeka Beke as APC Chairman and reinstated him, maintains that the Caretaker Committee was never part of the suit. Here in Lagos, the state government says traffic will be diverted at Ikeja Long bus stop between Ile-Zik and Corn Oil petrol station on Oshodi-bound lane on Sunday, August 18, between 12 midnight and 4 a.m. The Lagos State Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Oshiyemi, says the diversion is to carry out the demolition of the old pedestrian bridge. He said only one lane will be available to motorists to ensure safety, explaining that the traffic diversion will not affect motorists on the Dokpemu-Abule-Egba bound side of the road during the demolition. The commissioner added that the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASTMA, will manage vehicular movement and minimize inconveniences. He called for the cooperation of the motoring public, adding that the lanes will be restricted with barriers and protective nets to keep motorists and commuters safe during the period of the demolition. In sports, organizers of the Junior Table Tennis Coaching Clinic have expressed excitement with the level of participation at the event designed to expose beginners to the sport. Aimed to prepare the kids for the forthcoming tournament, Race Table Tennis hopes to enhance players' development and help the country to discover more talent. We have more in this report.
The Junior Coaching Clinic of Race Table Tennis Nigeria continues with over 60 kids participating in the exercise aimed to engage participants during the long holiday and expose them to sports. The coaching clinic preceding the forthcoming tournament saw kids who are within ages 6 to 15 being tutored on the rudiments of table tennis by qualified coaches, encouraging participants to develop their skills. The holiday coaching clinic holding at the table tennis section of Ikoyi Club was organized by Race Table Tennis Nigeria as a non-profit organization promotes the development of the sport at the grassroots level.
This is not the first time we are doing this, but this is the first time we are having the kind of sponsor we are having now, like an individual sponsor. So all the boys, I think, they know what is at stake, because they know they are going to, take care of them as per training activities and as per competition.
While commending the enthusiasm shown by kids who are beginners, Chairman Race Table Tennis Nigeria, Engineer Olasheni Race, says the clinic will help participants to perfect their game ahead of the 5-day tournament holding from August 26.
A lot of them don't even know how to play table tennis, and they are very eager, they are willing to learn how to play table tennis. That is a plus. If you discover a talent here, we'll sponsor the talent and the talent over to the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation, and it continues from there. Our vision is to have the top player playing for Nigeria, and that is what we want, since we can provide the support, and that's what we will continue to do for them.
While keeping the kids off the street through the initiative, Race Table Tennis Nigeria hopes to discover players that will be groomed to represent the country at major tournaments in the future.
The Ikoyi Club provided the coaches, the venue. We are just trying to support them. They've always been having clinics for the younger ones. Once it's on the day period, this is when we can really have the younger ones, the junior members of the Ikoyi Club, participate for 3 weeks. So they will be here for 3 weeks. The last week will be for the tournament, which we hope to discover a new talent, as we always do.
Race commend the support of partners and sponsors towards the vision of the organization since its inception 4 years ago. He revealed that the organization will not only organize clinics and competition in sports and recreational clubs, but extend the program to the nooks and crannies of the state.
We've been seeking out for talents for like 4 years now. We already have somebody that has promised to build a table tennis center for us in Badore Aja. We also have somebody that has pledged 2 table tennis tables for the Makoko area of Lagos. We are going to provide coaches for them that will be paid by the RIPS Table Tennis Nigeria. And people come to learn. We have competitions there. We discover talent, we train them, hand them over to the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation so that they can become stars. If they have programs abroad, we sponsor them from the support we are getting.
The holiday coaching clinic will end on Friday, August 23, while the tournament is scheduled to commence on Monday, August 26 and end on Friday, August 30.
On the foreign scene, United States President Joe Biden says a Gaza ceasefire deal is now in sight and warned parties in the Middle East to not undermine the ongoing negotiations to reach an agreement that would see the release of captives held by Hamas in exchange for Palestinian detainees in Israeli jails. Biden also said that he spoke with Qatar's Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani and Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, who he said expressed strong support for the United States efforts. In a separate statement, Biden announced that Secretary of State Antony Blinken will be traveling to the Middle East to continue the diplomatic push. Recall that an Israeli delegation and mediators began the latest round in months of talks to end the war in Gaza, which has killed at least 40,000 Palestinians. That's all for now. For more news, do connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. While enjoying your day, do remember to stay safe, but in case of emergencies, please call Lagos toll-free lines 767 or 112. I am Bababumi Agbebi. Plan again to join us at 2.